The BenQ Zowie RL2455 is an entry-level gaming monitor that costs just £150 or $199. Supposedly ideal for console esports, it boasts a 1 millisecond response time, up to 75Hz refresh rate, 1080p resolution, and it measures 24 inches across. So far so good, but not as all as it seems. You see, this is essentially just an updated version of the RL2455HM, a monitor that's 4 years old now. It's got the same stand and frame, the same connectivity, and presumably the same panel inside too. As such, it looks downright dated compared to the latest slim bezeled alternatives. At least the chunky matte plastic frame is fairly hefty, so it's potentially more suited to public esports environments, where screens might get knocked. You also get a 100mm Vaser mount for use with alternative monitor stands. That's a good thing too, as the included stand is reasonably stable but offers no adjustment other than tilt, and it only attaches to the display via a plastic clip. As to that connectivity, you actually get quite a selection, with DVI, VGA and 2 HDMI, making this a fairly versatile display, but you miss out on the most common modern connection, DisplayPort. The throwback feel continues when it comes to the OSD controls. Ranged down the right side, they're fairly chunky and marked out by not exactly subtle grey dots. The menus themselves though are reasonably quick to respond and intuitive to navigate. Not the best, but far from the worst. You get plenty of options to choose from too, and in fact it's in its firmware tweaks that this monitor makes its bid for glory. As well as a comprehensive selection of image quality adjustments, you also get loads of gaming presets and a couple of gaming-centric settings. The latter consist of BenQ's overdrive setting that's called Advanced Motion Acceleration, or AMA. It defaults to the high setting, and that's the one I'd recommend for most users, as it provides a good balance of reduced ghosting without too much corona effect. The other setting is Black Equalizer, which is a gamma boost setting that makes the darker areas of the image look brighter. This works as described and is ideal for gloomier competitive FPS games in particular. It ruins overall image quality, but for that competitive edge it's useful. Otherwise, I believe the gaming presets just adjust the other settings, so you can manually dial them in if you like. The presets just make it a bit easier. Again though, nearly all the gaming modes do little for image quality. For instance, the default fighting mode has a poor Delta E performance that's much worse than what the panel can do. It also throws off the gamma and boosts sharpness to its maximum. Great for picking out enemies in games, but bad for anything else. What's more, most of the game modes are just variations on the same theme, so I don't really see the point in there being so many of them. As such, I definitely recommend having a play with all the various individual settings, and finding the balance you prefer, then saving those settings to one of the 3 user profiles. As to overall image quality, as already mentioned, the fighting game mode is the default setting and it really is awful for general use. Flip to the standard mode though, and this is a decent display. Colours are reasonably accurate, contrast is plentiful, you get good sRGB colour space coverage, and for a TN panel, viewing angles are pretty good. To get the very best from it, I only had to switch to the user colour temperature option and very slightly tweak the RGB channels. For pure image quality, it still can't hold a candle to an IPS panel at the same price, but instead you get that rapid 1 millisecond response time, which you really can't notice. The image feels far snappier, and there's far less ghosting than with slower response time panels. Input lag is low too. You're still stuck at 60Hz though, so some way off the feel of a 144Hz display. As for the claimed 75Hz, well, it's only available by overclocking the display via your graphics card, and reaching 75Hz is not guaranteed. What's more, I found image quality drops noticeably, moving from 60 to 75Hz. The last thing before I wrap up is the speakers. They're as weak as you'd expect, but it's always useful to have them just in case. In conclusion then, this display's dated design and feature set means it struggles compared to some more modern alternatives that look nicer and include things like FreeSync. But its decent image quality, good range of inputs and extra game options means it pulls things back a bit. So not a bad option, just maybe not one to get excited about.